If you dedicate an entire segment of your supposedly serious podcast to like going over bad empanatic Instagram stories, you might just be spiraling into the abyss. You might just be the lowest point of your life. I just want to note as well that context for this is very important, is that Ethan Klein on his podcast outright openly acknowledged that he lets his dogs shit all over his mansion, and he just leaves the shit on the floor, something that is probably related to the fact that his former housekeeper is suing him for a number of different reasons. So I would assume he doesn't actually have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house is just like covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it or if it's just from like contact with it with their hands or something, but they contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called giardia from the dog shit that is all over his house.
Dude, how is it that like maybe once a week I look into what Ethan Klein's been up to, and every time I manage to find more and more terrible shit.
So I made fun of him for that. And that's important context because I refer to that a number of times in the stories that Ethan Klein goes over. And I want to note first that Ethan Klein skipped over the first few stories that I made, because initially I posted 2 stories challenging him to a debate. And then I posted a 3rd story where I just like went for the jugular and said that he's a meek little bitch who's controlled by a healer, who's a terrorist, by the way. And on his podcast, he skipped over those 2 and went straight to the 3rd one. Because he wants to fucking avoid the debate challenge. He's a fucking meek, cowardly little bitch who knows that if he actually has to address the facts and the arguments, he will get destroyed. And that's why he specifically avoids me and others. That's why he's talking about like, oh, bad empanada is an international criminal. Like he literally says that I'm wanted in multiple countries in this clip, by the way. He will make up fucking anything to avoid addressing the facts and the evidence. It's literally just ad hominems all the way down. So let's check this out.
This is where Ethan tells a story about his family getting giardia.
We already have mold Mondays. Now we have shit Saturdays.
No. We need a different name. Shit Saturday. Shit Saturdays is too crazy. It's too crazy.
Oh, Ethan, shut the fuck up, Bueller. So that's only one part of it. The next part is that Olive has giardia, which is it's a bacterial infection in the intestines that makes you have diarrhea.
And Olive has this?
Olive has this, yeah. She came to us with it. Okay. She had diarrhea, and
poor baby.
Ducky came to us with that too. And I just wonder why.
Relatively.
It should have found it already. But anyway, so she has giardia, so we have her on an antibiotic, but we had to wait until Monday, which is today. We just got it today. And well, Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
Stream Denims, looking
and now
forward to more coverage on Turds Day.
Has giardia. For real? And now I think this morning I had diarrhea.
What can I do to not get it? Yeah, because I'm not trying to get it.
It's extremely ridiculous to get. You have to ingest my poop. Are you planning on that?
Never. Not really.
So then you're fine.
But unfortunately,
the problem is
you just told us that your poop is flowing out of your mouth. It's like in the air, though.
That's not what I said. That's literally that's what you said. That's what you said. I said. Well, anyway, so let me continue, please.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So because it can go on surfaces and stuff. So olive chew.
Wait, I wonder, is there a way to no?
Gotta
Goes everywhere. So Sonny makes sense why he got. Then once he starts having these crazy diarrheas like in the middle of the night, all day, all the time he's having these crazy diarrheas. Then when me and Hila start having to get in there and changing his diaper, obviously you put him down, you wash your hands as best you can, but these are really nasty diarrheas.
And they put their hands in poop.
So I haven't been diagnosed with it. Neither has Hila. Sonny went to the doctor today to get a poop evaluation, but I'm pretty sure he has it because the symptoms is like frequent and extremely foul-smelling diarrheas. The first night, it happened last night in the middle of the night. I walked into his room, he was crying in the middle of the night, and I was immediately struck by the foulest fucking. His whole room was.
I can't play it slower. It's posted on it's posted on Reddit.
Just wafting and the foulest diarrhea smell. I was like, here we go, So first of all, he doesn't want to get changed. He's in the middle of the night. He's tired. So you put him on the changing table, and he's thrashing like a fish out of water. And all the meanwhile, he's covered in viscous, or does viscous mean not flowing or flowing or non-viscous?
Well, I think you have to phrase it like it either is highly viscous or low
which one
viscosity.
is very flowy?
Flowy is low viscosity.
Yeah, so very low viscosity. I think you're. Yeah.
Is that right? I always get those backwards.
Viscous,
I'm myself.
having a thick, sticky consistency between solid and liquid.
The more viscous it is, the thicker it is.
Okay, so he had very low viscosity diarrhea, and he was thrashing all around. So you can imagine it was not an easy task cleaning that up, and in the dark too, mind you.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, I can change with the diaper, I put him back in his sleeping sack. I don't want to put him on the ground because I don't want him to, suffer. So I carry him into the bathroom to wash my hands. And, I try to do a one-handed wash, which isn't good enough. So I'm pulling him with this hand. I'm trying to do 2 hands. The point is, I wash my hands as best as I could.
Oh my God.
And obviously, after I put him down, I washed him again. Ela, on the other hand, she started having, and I don't want to out her, but very foul-smelling diarrhea. So this morning I had diarrhea.
No.
And I'll say that it wasn't foul-smelling.
Shut up, you love you.
The thing is, they all smell the same. There's this similar foulness that it smells like. And now our other dog started farting, and it smells like this foul-smelling giardia shit.
Brother, you need to be in a bubble right now. Why? Yeah, right here.
It's not really contagious.
Oh,
Unless,
really?
unless you're changing my fucking diaper.
Well,
You're not gonna catch it.
you better be cleaning your hands really well. I mean, Ethan,
Bro.
to defend Ethan, he's
You're not
a very thorough hand washer.
If any of you catch giardia, okay, I will give you $10,000.
Hey,
Now
now
you'll be licking the toilet seat.
yeah, hell yeah, brother.
No, you guys will not be getting giardia. It's not like that.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. Also,
But anyway, it's also not that serious. It's just diarrhea.
right.
It's not like serious.
And the thing is, like, you seemingly just perpetually have diarrhea.
That's the thing. I don't know if I have it. I'm pretty sure based on the smell alone, he was
Also, you
infected.
take all the antibiotics. Come on, antibiotics.
Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like many other illnesses, it's very, very, very dangerous when infants get the same sicknesses that adults get. There are lots of things that you can get as an adult. You're totally fine. You'll be A-okay. No problem. A child, a small infant that has no immune system, shouldn't be catching anything. The resistance is literally negative. He made guac himself and made the crew eat it while he had giardia. It makes sense why he doesn't care about Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How is this happening? How is it happening? How is this happening? As an owner of dogs in an apartment, we don't deal with flies because we pick up the poops every day from the backyard. Whenever we go a few days without picking up poop, that's when flies start to hang out inside the house too. Honestly, hearing him trying to say that poop doesn't attract flies was a big bruh moment. I also don't get why his dogs are constantly pooping indoors, but that's another conversation. This is a post from his subreddit from 3 years ago.
Out regarding bad empanadas recent stories. By the way, I never post Instagram stories.